On 8th of August 2007, OneWorld South Asia reached a milestone as it broadcasted 100th episode of its community radio program Ek Duniya Ek Awaaz. The function was chaired by Mr. B.G. Verghese, a renowned journalist and writer. Other dignitaries present in the function was Mr. Naimur Rahman and Ms. Geeta Malhotra from OneWorld South Asia, Mr. Biswajit Das from Jamia, Ms. Seema Nair and Mr. Sajan Venur from UNESCO.
Today we have been come to celebrate the 100th episode of Ek Duniya Ek Awaaz. It speaks about the community who has embraced this and made this program a success. So it's actually a celebration of that community who made this program a success. Today I'm happy to unveil this for all of you to use this. This looks like this. Its address is radio.ekdunia.net /radio. All content which are created, they are in the process of uploading them, and we encourage all communities to use as a platform for open sharing of content.
We are an organization who promote ICTs, and we thought let us pick up radio as a tool for voicing the voiceless, because we were also present in the advocacy platform for community radio licensing. This was a learning for us also when we are talking, advocating, amplifying and doing campaigns on Millennium Development Goals. This was the process for us to localize Millennium Development Goals at the grassroots level. These people never understood what are the Millennium Development Goals are here. Now each broadcaster is talking about MDG. They know what are the issues covered under that and how they have to anchor these issues at the grassroots level and from where they have to get an appropriate knowledge.
My experience across Sri Lanka, India and Nepal, I just found that it's so difficult. I came into this profession from a very, with a grassroots experience, and I still hold on to my very naive opinion about community radio being operated, run, managed, everything by the community. But my experience across this region show that there has to be space for different models to exist, and models don't have to necessarily, they have to complement each other rather than vie for each other's space.
What is community radio? Owned by the community, managed by the community, run not for profit. Now, unfortunately, the policy in India does not reflect this. The policy in India is essentially for NGO radio stations which are run by a legitimate, licensed, registered body with 3 years registration and 3 years work in the area. So that is essentially what you're going to see largely is NGO radio. Also education radio, campus radio. The policy allows education institutions to have radio. So we have a lot of universities, a lot of schools applying for radio stations. Perfectly legitimate community. The school is a very good community. I'm not saying it's not, but that's the second thing. Third is KVKs, Krishi Vigyan Kendras and ICR institutions. By no stretch of imagination can we call a Krishi Vigyan Kendra, which is essentially a government body, a community radio. So that brings us to rule 1 of community radio, which is if the community radio policy says it is community radio, it is community radio.
I would like to congratulate Mr. Naimur Rahman and Geeta for doing such a splendid job, completion of 100 weeks of their program. Also the volunteers. The history of community radio began in India and it started in India. And if at all there was slightly change in the nomenclature, if you talk about community radio today, probably in 1930s in India itself, we started Indian Village Welfare Association. These are basically the British civil servants who went back, the retired civil servants went back and still haunted with the nostalgia of Indian officers and the rural countrysides. And it's they who started. The first radio station began in India, in Peshawar.
Young community broadcasters trained by OneWorld South Asia shared their experiences and joys while giving their voices for Ek Duniya Ek Awaaz.
और उन लोगों को अच्छी जानकारी देने के लिए अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म है, क्योंकि आम आदमी के लिए तो ऐसी जानकारी या डॉक्टरी राय कोई अगर लेनी चाहे तो वो इतनी महंगी में मिलती हैं कि वो उस तक पहुंच ही नहीं पाते हैं। और इस FM के जरिए एक दुनिया एक आवाज़ के जरिए हम लोगों को जानकारी भी दे पाते हैं, जो कि उनके लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण हो जाती है। और ये हमारे लिए भी एक महत्वपूर्ण प्लेटफॉर्म मिला है। हमारे स्टाफ से कुछ ऐसे वर्कर भी निकले हैं जिनकी वॉइस अच्छी है या जो स्पीच अच्छी कर लेते हैं, और हम ऐसे विभिन्न समस्याओं पे यहाँ पे प्रोग्राम ब्रॉडकास्ट कराते हैं या फिर रिकॉर्डिंग कराने के लिए आते हैं जिनकी हमारे एरिया में ज़रूरत है।
राज्य के थ्रू हम नुक्कड़ नाटक करते हैं जो कि जगह से सीमित है, जो हम इंफॉर्मेशन देते हैं वो एक जगह के लिए सीमित है। रेडियो एफएम के द्वारा हम हर एक इंसान, हर एक व्यक्ति को बता सकते हैं और इंफॉर्मेशन दूर दूर तक जाती है, क्योंकि रेडियो एफएम हर कोई सुनता है, चाहे वो मिडिल क्लास हो चाहे हाई क्लास हो। तो जहाँ भी मैं रहती हूँ वहाँ के सभी लोगों को मैंने काफ़ी कुछ बताया जो कि कुछ जानकारियाँ हुए हैं, तो वो लोग कहते हैं कि इतने छोटे हो तो मैं कहाँ से जानकारी मिलती है। तो मैं कहती हूँ कि दुनिया बहुत बड़ी है, बहुत सारे लोग जो जानकारियाँ देते हैं, तो एफएम रेडियो के द्वारा भी मैंने जानकारियाँ दी।
मैं जब पहली बार OneWorld साउथ एशिया में आया था ट्रेनिंग कैंप के लिए, मुझे रेडियो के बारे में ऐसा कुछ पता नहीं था। मैं था एक नॉर्मल लड़के के जैसा थी, मतलब रेडियो तो है क्या, बस एक बकवास चीज़ होगी। जब मैं 3 दिन ट्रेनिंग कैंप खत्म कर गया, मुझे पता चला कि इस रेडियो के द्वारा हम क्या कर सकते हैं, कम्युनिटी के कितने अंदर जा सकते हैं। मैं सबसे पहले बस टीवी के ऊपर डिपेंड है कि हाँ टीवी सब कुछ है, टीवी हमारे लिए है सब कुछ। अब मुझे पता चला कि रेडियो हमारे लिए कितना महत्व है, रेडियो के बारे में हम कितने लोगों तक पहुँच सकते हैं। जहाँ टेलीविजन नहीं है वहाँ बस रेडियो एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट है जहाँ पे जिनके द्वारा हम उससे कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हैं। और जब मैं यहाँ पर ट्रेनिंग खत्म कर गया था, मैं पहले तो उतना बोल नहीं पाता था ना लोगों से, अगर लोगों में से कुछ पूछते सबसे पहले मुझे बहुत डर लगता था, मैं इतना डरता था, रोने के जैसा आ रहा था। अब जब मैं 3 दिन की ट्रेनिंग खत्म कर गया, यहाँ पर बहुत मैं ट्रेनिंग करा, अब मैं लोगों से इंटरेक्ट कर सकता हूँ, आराम से बात कर सकता हूँ। मैं लोगों से बात करके और जो भी क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं उनका जवाब दे सकता हूँ, क्लियरली जवाब देकर उन्हें समझा सकता हूँ। और जिस जगह में हम रहते हैं मदनगिरी संगम या हमने कम से कम बहुत से लोगों तक हमारे ये OneWorld साउथ एशिया का कार्यक्रम हमने पहुँचाया है। मैं बस आगे मैं यही कहना चाहता हूँ, मैं जस्ट like to thank OneWorld South Asia and my sir for giving us this platform, and sir, I would just request give us more platforms like this so that we could do more reports.
At exactly 4:30 p.m., everybody at the function tuned into AIR FM Rainbow India 102.6 MHz to hear Ek Duniya Ek Awaaz live on radio. The program was highly appreciated by everyone.
First, let me congratulate OneWorld South Asia on this occasion. It's the 100th episode that you're broadcasting. It's not easy to sustain that, and the fact that you've sustained it to 100 episodes means that we can look forward to 1,000 and something beyond that. It means that this is going to be an enduring institution. But among the pioneers that's helped to set the ball rolling for community radio, we much spoke about, but the late and slow in coming. And therefore, I think we are all very proud to be here on this occasion to celebrate your putting on the air this episode.
The success of this community radio program reflected the success of those voiceless communities who gained a platform through OneWorld South Asia to voice their concerns and issues.